All right, everyone. Sorry about that. Just some technical difficulty. Had to change over from Vienna set. I see the stream up on Focal Lines now. Maybe I'll just wait to make sure that people can hear me and see me all right. All right, so I just listened to my own stream a little bit and made sure you can hear it. So yeah, thanks again for tuning in, everyone. And big thanks to Daniela for setting this up. Music Country is an amazing organization that she just recently started. And also give it up for Vienna, Carol, amazing performer and historian. Yeah, really powerful set. So it's cool to be able to be on the same bill with her. And we're I'm gonna start out here with a song by a Canadian singer-songwriter named Daniel Romano, and then I'll break into some of my own stuff after this. But I really love playing the upright bass. Some of you obviously know me as the bass player from Mile 12, and I kind of been doing my own thing since I've been cooped up for so long, like us all. So I was just trying to do some solo stuff, and I thought I'd give this song a shot. It's really one of my favorites, called Louise. Echoes off the shore of her abandoned dreams, deep beneath the foaming floor, the memory of Louise. She left her ghost behind to rattle in my sheets, to wake me from the restless sleep, the memory of Louise. In a sailing boat I see her, so vivid I could scream. There's a storm on the horizon, and she's far away at sea. And in the dream I try to tell her, as she falls down at her knees, please do not forget me, my loving wife Louise. Feel her soft breath against my face, but I'll meet her when the sun goes down in another time and space. And on the shore we'll stand together until she leaves me for the sea. She's still there when I need her, my loving wife Louise. In a sailing boat I see her, so vivid I could scream. There's a storm on the horizon, and she's far away at sea. In the dream I try to tell her, as she falls down at her knees, please do not forget me, my loving wife Louise. Please do not forget me, my loving wife Louise. so much, everyone. Thanks so much, everyone who's tuning in. This is actually my first ever Folk Alliance showcase under my own name, and it's here at the virtual showcase. So, yeah, really happy to be here at Folk Unlocked this year. It's awesome that Folk Alliance was able to get all this happening, in these particular circumstances we're in. So, yeah, again, really stoked to be here. And I'm going to do one now that's a little bit more traditional. And, I grew up in New York, and traditional bluegrass was not something that I had around me all the time. But I really started getting into it when I got to Berklee College of Music in Boston. And traditional music of all kinds, too, old-time music, Celtic music as well, and just kind of fell into string band music and the music scene. So, when I say I play from an urban lens, I started on jazz, on upright bass, and kind of fell into folk music. So I try to bring some of that to the sound. And this next one kind of it ties in with more of a jazz sound on a bluegrass song. So this is a great old Stanley Brothers song called Stone Walls and Steel Bars. I just love it. I think it's one of the best written songs that Carter Stanley ever wrote. So here's Stone Walls and Steel Bars. Stone walls and steel bars and love on my mind. I'm a 3-time loser, I'm long gone this time. A jealousy has took my young life, all for the love of another man's wife. I've had it coming, I've known all the time. No more stone walls or steel bars, are you on my mind? Stone walls and steel bars and love on my mind. I'm a 3-time loser, I'm long gone this time. Gray-haired warden, a deep Frisco Bay. The guards are all around me, leading my way. I've had it coming, I'm at the end of the line. No more stone walls or steel bars, are you on my mind? Stone walls and steel bars and love on my mind. I'm a 3-time loser, I'm long gone this time. Yes, I'm a 3-time loser, I'm long gone this time. I'm a 3-time loser, I'm long gone this time. Yeah, have so much fun with that one. All right. I am doing this set live, but I can see the comment thread. So if you guys want to say, hey, feel free to shoot a message out, get a little convo going. Happy to talk intermittently in between the songs. I'm actually going to hop on the guitar now for a few songs. We'll be coming back to the bass, don't worry. The bass is my one true love instrumentally. But the guitar is necessary at times, so I'm going to pick it up. All right, so I'm going to get into some original music now. And the first song I'm going to do is, it's a New York City folk song. And, there's a long history of folk music in New York City, of course, in the folk revival and everything. But a lot of the songs that people were playing, were traditional songs and weren't really from an urban perspective so much. They were more, traditional songs from Appalachia in the South, that, Yankees like myself took and kind of reimagined or did them in their own way. But I've always been fascinated with like writing New York City folk songs, and what does that mean, and what makes them stand out, against others. And this one incorporates a little Broadway in it, for sure, and little theatricality. But I think it's an important song, and it ties into a lot of what Vienna actually was talking about in her set. It's a song about the Black Lives Matter movement, but it's from the perspective of an outsider. It's from the perspective of a white man who is really just trying to keep his head down and go about his life. He doesn't want anything to like mess up his quote unquote normal life. And I think as a white person and as white people, I think a lot of us have been in that position where, historically, where we're not actually looking into what has happened and what is happening today. I think a lot of us have woken up this year. And I know I'm always trying to lend a hand and, be a part of what's going on. But this is from the perspective of someone who doesn't think like that. And, but after what happens in the song, he begins to wake up. So it's a song called A Shot Rang Out. I go through it every day, that same old haunting memory, 47th and Broadway. I turn around and see that young man lying on the ground. Chaos all around me, but I can't hear a word or make a sound. I was floating through those streets. I went to work each morning, raised the kids and paid the lease for a small apartment tucked up on some 32nd floor. I just kept my head down and hoped I would never feel the need for more. A shot rang out that night in New York. A shot rang out that night straight through my world. I won't ever be the same for the memory and the name of that boy. Read the story in the news. I saw the protests flooding on the 7th Avenue. As days went by, I tried to just move on and walk away. But I can't seem to do it, 'cause that moment's all I think of every day. A shot rang out that night in New York. A shot rang out that night straight through my world. I won't ever be the same for the memory and the name of that boy. I've been searching for a reason. I scan these city buildings and tired eyes within them. Every time I see my children smile, I think of you and hope wherever you have gone is brighter than the place I thought I knew. A shot rang out that night in New York. A shot rang out that night straight through my world. I won't ever be the same for the memory and the name. I won't ever be the same for the memory and the name of that boy. Thanks so much, everyone. All right, well, I'm going to do a song now about a 10-day meditation retreat that I actually went on a few years back. And it's sung from the perspective of myself on the retreat and sung to the perspective of myself, in normal life. So from someone who's very calm and at peace to someone who is very anxious and worked up. And my calm version of myself is just trying to tell my anxious version, like, it's going to be all right. Just, like, follow me, And that's a song called Rabbit Thoughts. Rabbit thoughts I've thrown away from vagrant mind of yesterday, when hanging by a thread was holding steady. I woke up in a holy place, a quiet and forgotten space, whose healing walls will hold me till I'm ready. I know you're entertaining the notion of living life alone. You feel the world only has room for the figures carved deep in stone. We go on without them. There's no need to bemoan. Rabbit thoughts I've thrown away from vagrant mind of yesterday, when hanging by a thread was holding steady. I woke up in a holy place, a quiet and forgotten space, whose healing walls will hold me till I'm ready. I know you still there in bed as the daylight turns to setting sun. You seem to be frozen by numbers and nations and all that they have done. Follow close behind me, something new will come. Rabbit thoughts I've thrown away from vagrant mind of yesterday, when hanging by a thread was holding steady. I woke up in a holy place, a quiet and forgotten space, whose healing walls will hold me till I'm ready. All right, thanks everyone. All right, I see Eddie Huffman is tuning in. Eddie, how are you doing? It's been so long. Eddie's deeply involved with the IBMA, International Bluegrass Music Association. It's cool to see you here, man. And I'll get back to the bluegrass. I'll even do a Mile 12 song later on. Just for you, man. But for now, I'm gonna stick with another original, a newer one that it's another city folk song, and it takes place on I-95 actually, for the most part. I-95 driving down to DC, and you think DC, you think politics. It's a song about showing the politicians who their real bosses are. and it's a song called White Marble. And if you want to check out a more arranged version, I actually have a version up on YouTube. For those of you tuning into YouTube, it should be quite easy. You can hop right over to my page, Nate Sabat, and check out this version of White Marble. So, but for now, I'll do the stripped down version. Here we go. Black ice on the highway, vision covered with snow. I had to be careful with the whole wide world in tow. I was going to face him, make him stare at the screen, make him learn how to love and walk away from the green. But when I got to the front door, there was no one around. Only gleaming white marble planted firmly in the ground. And a sign in the window too bold to ignore. We don't want your love, we don't need you anymore. Tell me, who are they working for? Tell me, who do they ignore? Tell me, who are they working for? Tell me, who do they ignore? I had to turn back then, I had to just walk away. But I made a promise to myself on that day. Someday I would stand in that building of snow, and the door would swing open, and I would love you like I love my own. Tell me, who are they working for? Tell me, who do they ignore? Tell me, who are they working for? Tell me, who do they ignore? Thanks, everyone. And hope you were singing along there at the end. I kind of, when we all get back together after this is over, I want people to sing along with "Tell me, who are they working for?" It'd be kind of awesome to hear like a full room of people doing that. I remember what it felt like when a whole room of people could be together singing. Well, we'll get back there soon enough. We will get back there soon enough. Yeah, well, I'm going to do one more on the guitar and hop back over to bass. But this song is a really special one to me. It's one that I wrote about and for my late grandmother, Marilyn Sabat. And she passed a few years ago now. But she actually grew up right down the street from where I live in Brooklyn, New York. And the song is about me going back in time and trying to connect with her. So, really special song to me. It's called "When I Went Out Walking." I woke up to the darkness of a cold New York night. I put on my work clothes and I turned on the light. Got the paper from the front door and the date it did read, the 13th of April 1943. The 13th of April 1943. Well, I could hardly believe it, so I stepped outside where the cars universe felt as ancient as the moon and the tide. And at that very moment, I knew I had to go to the place where my father's own family did grow. To the place where my father's own family did grow. Ocean Parkway still sleeping under oil lamp light, and West End Avenue's only a dream. I couldn't help it, I was crying and smiling so bright when I went out walking that night. Yes, when I went out walking that night. I came up, no, that's not right. That's right. I came up to the window and Sarah stood there, braiding your long flowing locks of black hair. Two faces from photographs yellowed with time, now alive in my vision and clear in my mind. So alive in my vision and clear in my mind. Ocean Parkway still sleeping under oil lamp light, and West End Avenue's only a dream. I couldn't help it, I was crying and smiling so bright when I went out walking that night. Yes, when I went out walking that night. As the sun started rising, the front door did creak. A red rose in your hand, tears stained on my cheek. I wanted to tell you, but didn't know what to say. So I just watched you and Sarah go right on your way. Yes, I watched you and Sarah go right on your way. Ocean Parkway still sleeping under oil lamp light, and West End Avenue's only a dream. I couldn't help it, I was crying and smiling so bright when I went out walking that night. Yes, when I went out walking that night. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Daniela. And sorry, those of you tuning in on YouTube, I don't have YouTube pulled up. Too many screens at once, so I just got the Folk Alliance portal up here. So hello to all of you on YouTube. I'll swing back and check out your comments after this the set, if there are any comments to be checked out. So thanks. All right, I'm going to pick up the bass and do another traditional song here. And a great hero of mine, and I know a lot of people in this community, is the great Bruce Molsky. And Bruce is amazing for a variety of reasons. But one thing that he did when I was at Berklee is he came and taught adjunct, and he came in every week or two and gave lessons. And the first time he saw me, I brought the bass in. He's like, what's going on? I don't think he'd ever taught a bass player anything before exactly, but I was hungry to know what he was doing and see if I could do something like it on the bass, because I love the bass and I had grown to love fiddle music at that point. So I was like, how can I like put these two things together? And Bruce helped me so much, especially with this arrangement you're about to hear. This one is really old. This arrangement is old, and the song is even older, obviously, because it is traditional. And it's a great song called "Been All Around This World." I'm sure a lot of you know it. But yeah, I always dedicate this one to Bruce because he was an amazing help on it, and really inspired by what he does. Working on a new railroad with mud up to my knees. Working on a new railroad with mud up to my knees. Working for Big John Henry, and he's so hard to please. I've been all around this world. Lulu, oh Lulu, come and open up that door. Lulu, oh Lulu, come and open up that door. Before I have to open it with my old 44. I've been all around this world. Mama and Papa and baby sister makes three. Mama and Papa and baby sister makes three. Take me down to the gallows, boys, the last they'll see of me. Been all around this world. Hang me, oh hang me, I'll be dead and gone. Hang me, oh hang me, and I'll be dead and gone. It's not the hanging that I mind, it's laying in the grave so long. I've been all around this world. All right, y'all. Let's keep it going on the grass, right? That's what I always feel after doing that. It's like, got to play some more old time and bluegrass music. And you know, I'm sure as many of you know, we lost a great hero of bluegrass music very recently, the great Tony Rice. Amazing guitarist, singer, probably one of the best there ever was and ever will be. And I was actually asked to learn a song as part of a tribute show to him through this new music school online called Ministry of Folk. And they asked me to come in and do a bass and voice arrangement of something. And I immediately turned to the Church Street Blues album. And, you know, the lyric in Orphan Annie really struck me. What is it? Here I sit in New York City, just hanging out every day. And I'm like, wow, I definitely should do this song because it's very honest to my life right now. I'm keeping as busy as I can, but there's a lot of hanging out happening too. So I was like, Orphan Annie's the one. And also love the song, of course. So yeah. So in honor of Tony Rice, here is Orphan Annie. Riding planes and hailing cabs, been on the road so long, looking for the sunshine every day that I've been missing so long. 2 blocks over and 1 street across, uptown, round and down. There must be something hiding out somewhere, someplace I ain't found. Annie, Orphan Annie, are your Nashville nights still warm? Somewhere near the west of town, it's coming up a storm. Are your rivers dark and muddy where the green swamp willows grow? 9 more days and I'll be home, backing off the road. Grinning and playing the game, listen to what I say. I wish I was down in Nashville town, about 5th and Broadway, where the Cumberland rolls, the soft breeze blows, and home ain't so far away. So here I sit in New York City, just hanging out every day. Annie, orphan Annie, are your Nashville nights still warm? Somewhere near the west of town, it's coming up a storm. Are your rivers dark and muddy where the green swamp willows grow? 9 more days and I'll be home, backing off the road. Annie, orphan Annie, are your Nashville nights still warm? Somewhere near the west of town, it's coming up a storm. Are your rivers dark and muddy where the green swamp willows grow? 9 more days and I'll be home, backing off the road. 9 more days and I'll be home, backing off the road. Thanks, folks. Oh, man. Oh, Vienna, thanks so much. Appreciate that. Beautiful singing. Amazing singing. And like I said, history. Really interesting stuff. And yeah, I'm just here like playing original songs and covers. I feel like, man, I'm just like nowhere near as deep right now, you know, but I'm doing my thing. I got what I got, right? So I'm gonna do another original. Speaking of original songs, and like I said, Eddie, this is mile 12, man. So this one goes out to you, and all the love that IBMA gave us and has given us. It was a real bummer not to be able to be there in person to accept New Artist of the Year this year, but it was really beautiful and amazing, and we were all really happy and honored to have been given that award. So yeah, hopefully IBMA will happen next year, right? It probably will. I guess actually this year, September 2021. We'll see, right? But yeah, so I'm going to do a Mile 12 song. This is off our EP, our very first EP, self-titled. We recorded it back in 2015. And it's a country ballad, which is funny coming from a city kid, Upper West Side kid. But it's, it came out of me, and it was about a relationship I was going through at the time. So it's a song called Out of Me. Take me or leave me, I won't be sad, I won't be happy, it won't feel bad if you wrap me in your arms. But if you choose to take me with how I'm feeling rather lately, you won't get a lover out of me. You don't know how much I've missed you, but that's unless you miss asked me to. And I do know this one thing, you and I had truly something, and now that we have next to nothing, make the call. Take me or leave me, I won't be sad, I won't be happy, won't feel bad if you wrap me in your arms. But if you choose to take me with how I'm feeling rather lately, you won't get a lover out of me. We don't know what we are doing, can't predict our final fall, but I do know this one thing, you and I had truly something, and now that we have next to nothing, make the call. Take me or leave me, I won't be sad, I won't be happy, won't feel bad if you wrap me in your arms, but if you choose to take me with how I'm feeling rather lately, you won't get a lover out of me. No, you won't get a lover out of me. Well, thanks so much, everyone. I got 2 more songs left, and gonna hop back on the guitar for those. Yeah, one sec. Cool. So, yeah, big thanks to Daniela again for hosting the Music Country stage here at Folk Alliance. She's doing a really cool thing. You know, she's looking at different angles of American folk music that aren't in the mainstream, you know, that are a little bit like something that, you know, people aren't paying much attention to or enough attention to. Yeah, I think she asked me to do it, you know, because of the city kid thing and writing songs from the urban perspective and all that. So I really feel honored that she kind of saw me and saw what I was doing and recognized it as something maybe a little bit new, which I really appreciate. So big shout out to Daniela for hosting tonight and tomorrow night. Come back for a bunch of my friends are playing tomorrow night. So I'll be hanging out for sure. And yeah. So 2 more songs left, and they're both off of my debut EP. And you can actually find that at natesabat.bandcamp.com. That's my Bandcamp page. And it has my EP Walking Away on it. And this one is, speaking of 60s folk revival, this one is like down the middle 60s folk. I really think of it as like a me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard cover. But, you know, lyrically it's very different. But when you hear the guitar start, you're like, he's playing a Paul Simon song. But I'm like, I'm definitely not. I promise. It's my own. Don't tell him, he's going to sue me. All right, so it's a song called Streetlights and Lamplights. And it's kind of about a marriage that isn't working very well. Feel free to dance as well, please. Have you ever felt like someone else, trying hard to fit the scene? Have you ever felt neglected and only wished someone would see? It's Monday morning on this subway car, a crowded train at 9 a.m. There are men in rags and men in riches, and you will go on just like them. Watch the streetlight change upon our weary corner, from green to red and red to green. And as the rain falls through the sky in the evening, you'll know what I mean, you'll know what I mean. A dry martini in this upscale bar won't dull your feelings every time. Stop playing poker in that glossy black room, and then you just might save a dime. Still with my finest clothes and safest charm, I'll be your perfect wife tonight. And come your darkest days, uncertain hour, I'll be there to make things right. Watch the lamplight dim upon our tired angels, our son of 5, our daughter 3. As the sunlight falls upon you in the morning, you'll see what I see, you'll see what I see. Well, I don't claim to know that much, but what you've gained in mind, you've lost in heart and touch, and I've been strung out on desire. Oh, remember our hometown upon that bed of roses, your softest smile next to me. With each passing day, I'm less certain of the answer, and I'm afraid to see, I'm afraid to see. Thanks so much, everyone. Oh, and Daniela told me to tell you that if you feel like tipping a little bit, I am on Venmo, at Nate Sabat. It's my name, no dashes, no anything else. So would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And I'll send you off on a recomposed version of the great song Angel Band, bringing it back to the Stanley Brothers. But, a song that was originally a church hymn from the mid-1800s. And, Stanley Brothers really brought it into popular light. Really, Oh Brother Arthur probably brought it into popular light. But for all us folkies, we knew it before then, obviously. But totally recomposed the music to this one and put it as the last track on my EP. So highly recommend checking that out because there's like a whole band and I arranged a horn part, So again, natesabat.bandcamp.com. Follow me on Instagram, @NateSabat. Find me on Facebook. I'm around and hope to see y'all in person when that is safe and possible. So just going to tune real quick here. Here we go. My latest sun is sinking fast. My race is nearly run. My strongest trials now are my triumph has begun. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Bear me away on your snow white wings to my immortal home, to my immortal home. I've almost gained my heavenly home. My spirit loudly sings. The holy ones, behold, they come. I hear the noise of wings. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Bear me away on your snow white wings to my immortal home, to my immortal All right. Thanks so much for coming out, everyone. And enjoy the rest of your Folk Unlocked conference. And hope to see you around. Cheers.